Good morning, children. How are you all? I hope you all are fit and fine. So, children, today we are going to recapitulate chapter number 6 Life Processes. Children, what are the criteria to decide whether something is alive? The most important criteria to decide whether something is alive is the movement. All living things can move without the help of any external help, and some movements are easily visible, like the movement of the body parts. Some movements are not easily visible, like the molecular movements. The molecular movements in the cells and the tissues is necessary for all the life processes. So there are the another criteria that the reproduction is also done in the living things or living organism. The growth is also present in the living organism. The all the life processes are present in the living organism. So children, what do you mean by life processes? We can say the life processes is the biological process are the different activities that all the living organism perform, or we can say the repair and the maintenance system that processes that requires for maintaining the complex well organized structure of the living organism. The life processes are the basic processes in the living organism which are necessary for maintaining their life. And the basic life processes are the nutrition, respiration, transportation, and the excretion. The first is the nutrition. Nutrition is the process of taking the food by an organism and its utilization by the body for their life process. And the respiration is the process by which the food is burnt in the cells of the body with the help of the oxygen to release the energy. And the transportation is the process by which food, oxygen, water, waste products are carried from one part of the body to the other part. And the last is the excretion. Excretion is the process by which the waste products are removed from the body. So children, today we are going to start the first life process, which is nutrition. Nutrition is the process of taking food by an organism and its utilization by the body to build the body for their growth, repair, damaged parts of the body, and for energy. So that the life on the earth depends on the carbon based molecules, and most of the foods are also carbon based molecules. And the outside raw materials used by the living organism are food, water, and air. So children, there are mainly two modes of the nutrition. They are the autotrophic nutrition and the heterotrophic nutrition. Autotroph means the nutrition which organism prepare their own food. They can synthesize their own food from the simple inorganic substances like carbon dioxide and water in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll. Auto means self and trophic means nutrition. And all the green plants and some bacteria like BGA, blue green algae, we can say the cyanobacteria is the autotrophic nutrition. The others are heterotrophic nutrition, is the nutrition in which the organism gets their food directly or indirectly from the plants. They are depend on the plants. There are different types of the heterotrophic nutrition. These are the main three types. The first is the saprophytic, second is parasitic, and the third is holozoic nutrition. Sapro means dead organism. Saprophytic means is the nutrition in which the organism get their food from the dead and decaying organism. They break down the food materials outside their body and then absorbs it. For example, mushroom, bread mold, yeast, some bacteria are the saprophytic. The parasitic nutrition means is the nutrition in which the organism get their food from living organism or the host cell without killing them. For example, cuscuta, orchids, ticks, lice, leeches, roundworm, tapeworm, plasmodium, all are the examples of parasitic mode of nutrition. The third is the holozoic nutrition. It is the nutrition in which the organism take food directly and then digest and absorb it. For example, amoeba, paramecium, birds, fishes and human beings all are the example of the holozoic nutrition. So children, the nutrition in the plants by the process of the photosynthesis, because all the green plants are the autotrophs, and it is the process by which the plants they can synthesize their food by using the carbon dioxide and water in the presence of the sunlight and chlorophyll. The food is prepared is carbohydrate, which is stored in the form of starch, and oxygen is released in this process. So children, this is the balanced equation of the photosynthesis. 6 molecules of carbon dioxide plus 12 molecules of water, they are combined to form in the presence of sunlight and chlorophyll the carbohydrate form C6H12O6, and then it is formed the 6 molecules of H2O water and 6 molecules of oxygen. In the process of photosynthesis, there are mainly 3 steps. First, the absorption of the light energy by the chlorophylls and the conversion of the light energy into the chemical energy and the splitting up of the water molecules into hydrogen and oxygen. The reduction of the carbon dioxide by the hydrogen to form the carbohydrates. So children, this is the diagrammatic representation of the photosynthesis process. Synthesis means formation. Glucose is formed. Glucose is the simplest carbohydrate, and the photo means presence of sun, presence of light energy. The chlorophylls are the green pigments that are present in the leaves. If we have observed a cross section of the leaf under the microscope, we can see there are different types of cells containing the green dots. Like structure, these dots are called the chloroplast, which contains the chlorophyll. This is the only cell organelles which is present in only plants, not present in animal cells. So children, this is the anatomy of the leaf. In the anatomy of the leaf, the first layer is the cellular layer, which is called the epidermis layer, because it is the upper epidermis, and the upper epidermis is covered with the waxy cuticle is the protective covering. After that, there are 2 types of cells are present, the elongated cells which are called the palisade cells, palisades mesophils, and there are spherical in the structure which is called the spongy mesophils, spongy parenchyma. These mesophyll cells having the air space in between the cells, and after that there is the lower epidermis is present. In the lower epidermis there are some stomatas are present. Stomatas are the small pores which are present in the lower surface, and they are surrounded by the guard cells. So the stomatas are the very important. They are the tiny pores for the exchange of the gases. So children, these stomatas you can see in this picture, there are 2 guard cells, and then the epidermal cells are present, which are tiny pores present in the leaves through which the exchange of gases take place. and each stomata has a pair of guard cell which controls the opening and the closing of the stomatal pores. When the water enters the guard cells, it swells and the pore opens, and when the guard cells lose the water, what happens? It shrink and the pores are closed. So children, you can easily see this the open stomata and the closed stomata in this picture. So hope children this topic is clear. Any query you can write in query box. So children, today you should revise this topic nutrition and mainly the plant nutrition. In the next class we will discuss the animal nutrition. So hope children this topic is clear. Thank you.